Now it's Erim's turn to present. Erim, you can start to represent your part.
Okay, so I'm responsible from the characters. So Jane Eyre, from the beginning of the novel, Bronte describes Jane as a strong-willed, passionate, and outspoken young girl. Jane regularly speaks out against the cruel treatment of her cousin John and her aunt, Mrs. Reed, so which they can hate her. This results in Jane becoming isolated and alienated in the house as she endures her punishments alone. Sarah Reed is the cruel towards Jane, offering her little happiness and punishing her relentlessly. She punished Jane by locking her in the red room and forbidding anyone to let her out. This is why Jane is always afraid of Sarah. Mrs. Reed idolizes her children, John, Georgina, and Eliza, making them selfish, egotistical, and arrogant. John Reed during Jane's childhood, all three children take delight of bullying Jane and making her life miserable. John detests Jane and repeats his mother's taunts. John believes he is really important as he is here to read fortune. This makes him selfish, arrogant, and uncomfortable like her. Helen Burns is Jane's only friend at Lowood School. Helen is honest, pious, loyal, and compassionate. Helen is continuously victimized by her teachers and regularly takes the punishments without voicing her opinions. So she's very shy, I guess. This confuses Jane as she wishes her would stand up for herself because the personalities between them is so different. Edward Rochester. Edward Rochester is the master of Thornfield Hall, and as a consequence, has a large fortune. Bronte describes Rochester as aloof, intelligent, rugged, and witty. The reader first meets him when he falls off his horse, accusing Jane of bewitching it. Jane begins to fall in love with him. Bertie Madison. Rochester's insane serial wife from Jamaica who is locked away in the third floor of Thornfield. Bertie is portrayed less as a human being than as a gothic monster or a vampire. Because of her serial or mixed race parentage, Bertie reveals Victorian prejudices about other ethnicities. St. John Rivers. St. John Rivers is protective of his family, religious, cold-hearted, and always striving to do the right thing, whether it's personally right or him or not. His cold nature is complete opposites of the fiery-tempered Rochester. Bay Brocklehurst. Mr. Brocklehurst is the supervisor of Flowood School. He is mean, vindicates, and enjoys making the girls quiver in his presence. He enjoys the power he has had, enjoys doling out punishments. Brocklehurst wants the pupils of Flowood School to be modest and pious. He currently restricts their food rations. Blanche Ingram. Blanche Ingram is, let's be honest, not a nice girl. The daughter of one of the Rochester's distant neighbors. Blanche gets interested in him because of his fortune and because she thinks an ugly husband would be easy to dominate. She's a beautiful, selfish snob with a serious attitude problem. She's very bad from the story, we can tell. So thanks for listening. Here are the links, and there are more people, but I only wrote the most important ones because otherwise the slide would be 2 hours long.
Thank you, Erim, for this presentation. Thank you for your attendance, Erim. Now the turn is on Şehit Nurullah Sarıç High School. Sueda is going to join us with her presentation. We are listening to you, Sueda.